Hello, alive again. Alright, just thought while I'm here I'll do a sketchy little quick vid. What Catherine just asked in regards to grip work, and if sometimes some of the exercises might need a bit of modifying. Grip work is something that we need to do, okay, and it comes in all sort of forms, grip work, but when we do the towel drill in the Strong program, what I said, how thick we have that towel, because that's that thick, and I can really get my hand around it and really have a crush grip, okay? But then what I could on some days, as I do, make that even thicker, like so. So now I can't even get my hands around it. That's different, you see. Now, depending on who you are, I've got thumb issues myself. I have, especially in this one. This is from boxing, from my time as a competitive martial artist. And often you do catch, you get a lot of hand injuries, and I've damaged that thumb. I knocked it back not a good few times, but one time in particular, it took a long time to recover. And I still suffer with it now, in the sense that sometimes my grip work or whatever, I knock it, or and it lets me know that it's still there, okay? Now, I suspect, especially with you, Catherine, if you're listening, is that you could, some people have arthritic joints, and thumbs can be very problematic for some people. And arthritis, there's a myriad of causes, but things that can contribute are too stiff a joint, not enough range of movement, but I suspect with you, Catherine, it's too great a range. And so sometimes when we grip an object which is too fat, all right, and we tend to, instead of being able to sort of close that grip like so, sort of trying to bring the tip of the thumb and the finger together, what tends to happen is that we sort of collapse this joint here, and the thumb, this joint tends to move too much. Okay, so we need to keep that in there and try and close those like that. So we can, instead of the wringing out, and that's when the rotation as we ring can sometimes causes me a bit of grief, so I change the diameter of this. So one thing is changing the diameter, and just crushing, just trying to bring those together like that, instead of, and you're obviously creating your own tension, instead of trying to wring it out as well. Play with that. The other thing that we can do, there's lots of ways of working our grip, but the other thing that we can do is use a tennis ball. It's a little bit smaller than a tennis ball. Of all the tennis balls I have, and around the place, and I'm looking around because Bindy's I've got one in her mouth, I can't find one. So it's a little bit smaller, but it's the same thing, and this is a little bit too hard. I like a tennis ball because it gives you that little bit of give. So, but you can essentially, again, try and bring those together like so, all right, and crush, all right. Now, one of my favorite though, which is a little bit, because that's self-generating, that is that third type of isometric. That's that static tension. We're not moving, we're creating tension without moving, all right, but there's no load as such other than the load we create. This, however, I feel is awesome. There's a couple of ways we can do this, and it would be, again, you can make that fatter or thinner. The transition is to hang with one hand on the ring and one hand on that, okay, until maybe you're hanging with one hand on this, but another transition would be here. Gripping. You can play around with what you do. Hold the shoulders. You could do pull-ups from here if you wanted. All right, but that extra grip work, like we do with the ropes in the session, is also good. However, what if we just increased, we could just hang on here, of course. One arm, two arms. All right, but again, that same sort of grip, trying to bring those together. But to make that a little bit more challenging, you get the idea. We can wrap a towel around there. All right, and again, I'm on that now. Makes it a little bit more challenging. I actually can't get my feet off. It's a little bit too slippy. So I could again hold here, all right, with one hand, or I could keep some weight on the floor with my other. But that's considerable grip work. Holding on to things is a good grip strength exercise. All right. We don't always have to be doing the same type of method or modality. Remember, the principle is the same, that we're generating tension, but the three types of isometrics, the overcoming, the yielding, and the static tension, okay? Play around with different things, creating tension to work your grip, all right? Work these muscles that don't cause you pain. Let me know your thoughts. Cheers, guys.